welcome to the 2023 State of the City Business Breakfast. Welcome, everybody. On behalf of the Coca-Cola Company and the Atlanta Committee for Progress, thank you for joining us today. Coca-Cola is proud to call Atlanta and the state of Georgia home. And today we want to recognize the incredible work Mayor Andre Dickens and his administration began a year ago to move Atlanta forward and their partnership with the state. Atlanta, Georgia, our Coca-Cola hometown and all of yours, is a city built for the future. The Coca-Cola Company and the Coca-Cola Foundation are proud to have invested in numerous organizations over the years. We're committed to making a difference in our community by supporting programs that enable opportunity for the future of our citizens, including education, career readiness, youth development, arts and culture, and economic empowerment. Before we welcome our mayor, I would like to take a moment to recognize some of our special guests here today. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to the Atlanta City Council and the Mayor's Cabinet, city, county, and state elected officials, members of the Atlanta Judiciary and Consular Corps, and our business and community leaders. And now, I wish I had a drum roll, and now, without further delay, please welcome the 61st Mayor of the City of Atlanta, the Honorable Andre Dickens, and the students from our metro schools participating in today's program. Welcome, Mayor.
High School. We ask that you please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance by Aiden Liebert, a senior at Maynard H. Jackson High School. The national anthem will be performed by students from the Atlanta Music Project, conducted by B.E. Boykin.
Please join me in placing your hand over your heart. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Mayor, I was under the impression this was a roast. So my comments could be way out of context. But in all seriousness, welcome to all. My name is Colin Connolly. I'm the president and CEO of Cousins Properties and the chair of the Atlanta Committee for Progress, a proud co-sponsor of this event. It's an honor to join you this morning. The Atlanta Committee for Progress is a partnership among business, civic, and academic leaders and the mayor of Atlanta to support positive change in our city. Our organization has worked with Atlanta's mayors since 2003, when Mayor Shirley Franklin founded the organization, and we have helped move the city forward. I want to share just a quick story. I was introduced to Mayor Dickens by a mutual friend on September 1st, 2021. At the time, he was a member of the Atlanta City Council, and I'd say a bit of a struggling candidate for mayor. As I recall, he was running third in the polls with just 6% of the vote and just a few months to go. Wow, those were pretty long odds, Mr. Mayor. However, on November 30th, he was elected to be the 61st mayor of Atlanta with 64% of the runoff vote. So what changed in such a short period of time? Was it our meeting? I don't know, maybe? The truth is, then candidate Dickens connected with Atlanta. He articulated a clear and compelling vision, a safe and well-run city that provides opportunity for all. And he spoke with passion, positivity, and authenticity. Upon taking office, Mayor Dickens hit the ground running. He prioritized decisive actions that provided tangible results. On January 13th, 2022, just 10 days after his inauguration, he announced a new police precinct in Buckhead through a creative public-private partnership. He increased pay for the Atlanta Police Department to help recruit and retain the best and most responsible officers. And he named the highly respected Darren Shearbaum as the chief of the APD. Importantly, violent crime is now down across the board. In addition to public safety, Mayor Dickens is investing in our youth, expanding affordable housing, shortening the process for building permits, rebuilding roads, and filling potholes all across the city, in some cases himself. Importantly, Mayor Dickens has re-energized the collaboration with state leaders, including Governor Brian Kemp and other members of the state legislature. Our city is stronger when our elected leaders in City Hall and at the state capitol work together to address the most serious problems that we face. I am proud to call Atlanta home, both as a resident and as a member of the business community. It is truly a world-class city, Atlanta, with a proud history as the cradle of the civil rights movement. Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport is the busiest in the world. We have top medical and educational institutions, along with leading corporations and civic organizations. Our talented and diverse residents attract business from all over the world. And our cultural and entertainment attractions are first class. Atlanta remains a city on the rise. On behalf of the Atlanta Committee for Progress, we look forward to continuing our work with the mayor. Please join us in championing Atlanta, the capital city of Georgia. As the mayor says, one city with one bright future. Thank you.
As the superintendent of Atlanta Public Schools, thank you. A special thank you to our mayor, Atlanta Public Schools alumni of Mays High School, for this opportunity and moment to speak today on behalf of not only the work that we do together, but also the work of our children. I want to take a moment in representation of Atlanta Public Schools, to also acknowledge our board members who are present with us this morning as well. So if they would please stand, I'd like to recognize the members of the Atlanta Board of Education. Thank you. And Mayor Dickens, I must say, congratulations. And I also want to give a big shout out to our scholars who we will see throughout the course of the day, both for Atlanta Public Schools and throughout Atlanta. Let's hear it for our children, They deserve the applause. Our scholars, plus hundreds of thousands of children and young adults across the metro Atlanta area, they are our why, aren't they? Are they not your why? They are the reason why we all do this work. Our young people are already engineering the future of our city. It's already a work in progress. They are already envisioning our new tomorrow. Are you envisioning it with them? They are already giving voice to their hope. They're clear on their dreams, their desires and talents, and for the experiences and opportunities that we will provide for them together. And we stand with them ready to change the world. Did you know that Atlanta has seen a 15% growth in tech jobs over the last 5 years? The boom rivals the San Francisco Bay Area at 16%, which means the Atlanta Public Schools mission has to be future-focused. Our children must be future-focused. We must focus on producing a steady stream of graduates, offering a compelling value proposition to the future workforce for all of us, especially our children, to thrive. In Atlanta Public Schools, we embrace and champion high-tech, highly engaged experiences for all scholars, internships, apprenticeships, and other innovative work school experiences powered by the latest and greatest educational technologies. Whether they leave us enrolled, employed, enlisted, and listen carefully, already entrepreneurs, scholars are ready and prepared to lead Atlanta and the world into the future. And that is why, Mayor Dickens, to all of us, our board, our Year of the Youth is absolutely mission possible and mission critical. It is. The opportunity-rich programs, the workforce development initiatives, and the ability for youth to have job shadowing and mentorship experiences are in demand now more than ever, and our children are waiting for us to make that their reality. Do you know these things often mean the difference between a bright future or a blighted future for someone who is a member of an underserved community? And we believe that the future for every child we serve must be bright. That's right, and the difference maker for a scholar and their family could and should very well be all of us. You signing up for the 404 and more mentorship challenge, 404 and more. We said it, 404 and more mentorship challenge, which is a part of the Year of the Youth, and aims to connect 404 new mentors with Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Metro Atlanta, the Next Level Boys Academy, and similar youth service providers by summer 2023. And just in case you haven't checked your calendar, summer 2023 is right in front of us. That's just one example of how what you can do makes a difference right now. Together, hand in hand and connected, we are educating our scholars and then providing them with ways to use that education. These two things in combination are the new great equalizer. My point? The work we are doing collectively has a moral imperative attached to it, and it is a moral imperative. It will greatly improve lives in multitudes. It will improve lives in multitudes. It will create a ripple effect in our city, and it will change the dynamic and the landscape of our city forever. At Atlanta Public Schools, we're on a mission possible. We are deepening and expanding our partnerships across the city to directly benefit our 50,000 incredible scholars. What is the destination of this mission possible? In this Year of the Youth and beyond, it is a point where every Atlanta Public Schools is sponsored by a major business entity. Our budgets are supplemented to enhance our technology and innovation in the classroom, and every scholar graduates ready to move into one of those 4 E's you heard me say earlier: employed, enlisted, already enrolled, or entrepreneurs. And why not? They deserve every opportunity. And what does this look like? I'll share just one example. Our partnership with Google is a proverbial think tank of innovative and creative ways to ensure that our students graduate prepared to enter a future-ready workforce. Grow with Google course certifications for our scholars age 16 and older and APS staff are free, self-paced, online courses. They can be accessed anytime in any space, and they come with industry-level certification. With the average median income in the city of Atlanta at $40,000 and jobs in the STEM industry starting at $60,000, these Google certificates and certifications have the potential to change the life trajectory of every child that participates. That's right, and that's important. In this pilot year, the year of the youth, we have 340 students and staff enrolled in the Grow with Google course. That's about 1,300 hours, to be clear, of learning and over 1,700 lessons completed so far. And that isn't all we're doing with Google. Mays High School will begin their robust, tech-focused mentorship program with Google and Big Brothers Big Sisters this fall. Scholars from our Douglas High School, that deserves an applause, 9th grade STEAM Academy, are piloting a program with Google and Clark Atlanta University, which comes with additional micro-credentialing industry exposure and mentorship, and a summertime Google Scholars opportunity. We are serious about this work for our children, for all of our children. Google is my one example. We're developing Google Tech Hub spaces for scholars as well as teachers and staff. But we have so much more momentum and so many partners brewing. In fact, very soon we're going to announce a partner who's decided to adopt an entire cluster, that's right, the middle school, the high school, and the elementary schools. Mayor, this is our year of the youth. Community, this is how we come together. This is how we are certain that our children will thrive. We have big news on the horizon, and we're poised for continued progress. We're going to raise up our even all-time higher Atlanta Public Schools graduation rate of 84%, and that too deserves an applause, the highest in the history of Atlanta Public Schools in spite of a pandemic. We are hoping to continue, we're dedicated to continuing to surpass that. We're going to continue to make gains, and it does take time in literacy and numeracy, mathematics, because literacy is critical. It is a life or death matter for our children, for all of us to thrive, and we know that. We're beginning to see this progress in our new continuous improvement operational model with our board and our new model of governance, which focuses steadily and relentlessly on student-focused outcomes. That's the work. That's the most important work, and we remain relentless. Mayor, together. Relentless together, community, in our pursuit of tangible, measurable, meaningful, and sustainable progress for our children. Why? Because it is always going to be the year of the youth. It must always be the year of the youth for a large urban district, for our community, for our city called Atlanta. And so as superintendent of Atlanta Public Schools, I want to thank you, Mayor Dickens, along with the Atlanta City Council and everyone representing the city of Atlanta for the strength of the relationship that we have all begun to establish and must continue in an effort to do this work. And we're going to continue to grow. And we will stay on one accord because our children are watching, but most importantly, they are depending on us to get this right. When it comes to our vision of this great city and our relentless pursuit to get there, and our youth who are watching through their own lens of that vision, you promised that the launch of the Year of the Youth will allow for us to say, not only are the children well, we will all be well, but most importantly, we will work for the wellness of our children. Mayor Dickens, thank you. To our community, thank you.
If this past year has shown us anything, it is that now is an amazing time to be in Atlanta. It is a great place to live and learn. a haven for arts and culture, sports and entertainment. Look around and see, Atlanta is where innovation happens, where startups rev up, where businesses thrive. Now let's look ahead. Mayor Andre Dickens has a powerful vision for Atlanta to be a city of community and opportunity for all, a safe, sustainable city where everyone can breathe, achieve, and grow.
From downtown to midtown, from Buckhead to West End, from Grant Park to Cascade, and all points in between, we are one city with one bright future.
If we look at population and job growth, it is clear to see Atlanta remains a city on the rise. The business community has trust and confidence in Mayor Dickens, based on the great work that he and his team have undertaken from the day he took office. Mayor Dickens recognizes the special relationship between the business and civic community, which is so closely connected to the political leadership. It's been truly wonderful to see these organizations work together with the mayor in such a collaborative way around a united Atlanta, and our city is stronger for it.
Atlanta is investing in education, workforce development, and equity. Affordable housing, livability, the stuff that'll prep kids like me for future careers. Working together, Atlanta attracts business around the corner and around the world. We attract events. World Cup 26, anyone? Call it a way to advance opportunity. Call it a path to a stronger economy. Or, you know, call it smart business.
Mayor Dickens is America's tech mayor, and his background as an engineer lends great credibility to our efforts. Atlanta is primed for continued business growth. He has the ability to talk about diversity and talent, access to higher education, and Atlanta's cost-competitive environment for business. In 2022, the city was selected to host the 2025 College Football Playoff National Championship and the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Both events will bolster Atlanta's position on the world stage when our mayor, city council, legislature, and governor work together on meaningful opportunities like this. It's a powerful win for the city and state.
So why is Atlanta the best place to live? A lot of it has to do with what Mayor Dickens is doing to improve Atlanta's infrastructure. He's supporting public safety initiatives and achieving access for all. The idea is to make it safer to play outside, to walk, ride, and shop the Beltline, to get what we need, wherever we are, and access to wherever we want to go.
When Senator Warnock and I were elected, we instantly recognized we had a once-in-a-generation opportunity to upgrade Georgia's infrastructure. Broadband, pedestrian safety, drinking water, flood mitigation, transit, airports, seaports. We seized this opportunity to launch 5 years of investment that will enhance our quality of life for decades. And when it comes to implementing these improvements for the city of Atlanta and the broader metro region, our partnership with Mayor Dickens is indispensable. Together, we are working to make Atlanta a city built for the future.
When I see my future, I see myself in Atlanta. And that's because Mayor Dickens cares about opportunities for the people who live here, for the people who work here, and especially for today's kids. With real-world plans that will break down barriers to success and amp up programs and services for young people. It's part of the 2023 Year of the Youth, and it's going to empower us to do great things for many years to come. After all, we are the adults of tomorrow.
With a tireless focus on improving public safety and increasing opportunities for our city's youth. He is committed to moving Atlanta forward, creating a city of opportunity for all. Under Mayor Dickens' leadership, Atlanta's police and fire rescue departments are now equipped with FirstNet, so they can better protect our communities every day and during times of emergency. Mayor Dickens has also provided Atlanta youth with the resources, training, and tools they need to succeed today and tomorrow.
Throughout our history, time and again, Atlanta has proven our understanding of history, our insistence on looking forward, and our ability to work together are our greatest strengths. More than 50 years ago, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke about the beloved community. He saw us grounded in collaboration, connection, and human dignity. But it was more than just a vision. He believed that a community of justice, solidarity, and love would become a reality. Mayor Dickens believes it now. We believe it too.
Mayor Dickens has made a tremendous impact in the Atlanta community by bringing opportunity and equity to the city he loves. The future of Atlanta is bright under his leadership, and we know he is just getting started.
It's easy to see how Atlanta is a city of growth and achievement, a city of community and opportunity for all. But this is only the beginning. Mayor Dickens is moving Atlanta forward as one city with one bright future.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the breakfast and the conversations at your table. And the mayor won the bet. He said no one would stay seated when they said stay seated. It's breakfast time. So that's $1 I owe the mayor. Anyway, no, seriously. Coca-Cola Company, Atlanta, of course, is not just our hometown. It's where we were founded. It's where we started. In 1886, Dr. John Pemberton served the world's first Coca-Cola right down the road at Jacob's Pharmacy from where we are here today. And that was, of course, just the beginning. As Atlanta has evolved, Coke has evolved. We've evolved together. Our 10,000 Coca-Cola system employees are really honored to call this great state our home. And we're proud of the history we've shared together. And we're excited about where Mayor Dickens is leading Atlanta for the future. Now, before he comes to the podium, I'd just like to say a few words about the positive impact he's making to move Atlanta forward. Mayor Dickens is committed to ensuring this city is one of the best cities in the nation to raise a family, get an education, start a business, or grow a career. Over the past year, he and his administration have taken action to improve public safety, increase opportunities for our city's youth, develop additional affordable housing, and combat homelessness. In May 2022, voters approved a $750 million infrastructure package that will improve public safety, the arts, transportation, and parks and recreation projects across the city. Mayor Dickens has also committed to leaving no child behind in Atlanta. Last year, he announced efforts to improve the life for Atlanta's youth by 2030. And like Mayor Dickens, Coca-Cola and the Coca-Cola Foundation believe in empowering people and investing in our community. So today, I'm announcing a total of $1.7 million in grant awards from the Coca-Cola Foundation to organizations and initiatives serving Atlanta's youth. These grants will help the Atlanta Public Schools, the United Way of Greater Atlanta, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Metro Atlanta, the city's Early Childhood Initiative, and the Morris Brown College. These grants will be targeted to improving early learning and literacy, to prepare students for colleges and careers, to provide equitable and inclusive learning opportunities, and provide first-generation college scholarships for 55 students. We want to ensure Atlanta's youth are well-equipped to achieve their personal academic and professional goals. We believe investments like these will help move Atlanta forward together. So, as I close, I want to applaud Mayor Dickens and his administration for their tireless leadership of our city. Thank you very much.
My first big dream was baseball, the major leagues. Collier Park was my spot. My friends and I played here almost every day. It's where I learned discipline, practice, and patience. As a kid, I always knew I was going places. Everyone told me so. That's what I love about Atlanta. Your people lift you up. They truly are your tribe. Growing up in Adamsville, my friends were my family. I looked up to the older boys who taught me how to play football, fish, and even shave. As a latchkey kid, homework always came before fun.
He was a good student.
My mom made sure of that. She is the singular force in my life.
He pushed himself, which was great for me. That made my job easier. And so there were sometimes I felt like, who is the child here and who is the adult? You know, because he was that kind of child. But he's always been a good kid, always.
She supported my dreams, exposing me to all Atlanta has to offer young people. I learned so much from these experiences, and the people who became my mentors, my cheerleaders, my supporters, they guided me then and still do now. In this city, people are your greatest resource.
Hardly a day passes that I don't see something or somebody that I'm not impressed with. And I realize that they are what they are because of the opportunities that we have brought together in this place.
I caught the leadership bug early, and by high school, my ambition was clear. Walking down the hallways of Benjamin E. Mays High School, I was inspired by the photos of the men on the wall, the president, the governor, the superintendent, and the mayor. Mayor Andrew Young always caught my eye. I'd met him a couple of times and told him, I'm going to be mayor someday. In Atlanta, we dream big. By the time I got to Georgia Tech, I was introducing myself as the future mayor of Atlanta. Everyone rallied around me and told me I could do it.
I get proud of my mayor anytime I hear him giving an explanation on television. He's tall and he's standing above the crowds, and he's a good mayor.
That's the power of community. That's the power of Atlanta. We're a city that invests in our youth to foster their dreams, to watch them thrive.
I want to be an architect and an interior designer, just because I love doing art and stuff. And I want to be an actor and maybe a teacher, but I'll see where the road takes me.
And 2023 is their year, the year of the youth.
I talk about it all the time, even with friends I make that are out of the state. I think Atlanta is like the greatest place to grow up. We're so driven and we're so supported. Our youth is really strong and really innovative.
We're moving full steam ahead, eliminating barriers and ensuring access to programs that empower our young people to aim high. There's no better city in this country to be a kid.
Atlanta is special to me because it has one little spot inside my heart that really gets the best of me.
We are a city of movement, of passion, and an irresistible energy passed on to our youth.
I love that you can always think about doing something and then you always do it because you're amazing.
Here's to our dreamers, our believers, our achievers. This is your year. This is Atlanta. We've got you. Ladies, gentlemen, and to all the young people with us today, I am proud to deliver you a report on the state of the greatest city in the world. Now, I know it's a little early, so let's get the blood pumping just a little bit. To James Quincy and all those here from Coca-Cola, and to Colin Connolly and the representatives of the Atlanta Committee for Progress, please rise so that we can thank you for hosting us today. Let's thank them. Thank you all for your continued leadership, Coca-Cola. To Atlanta City Council President Doug Shipman and the distinguished members of the world's greatest city council, please rise to be recognized, council members and council president. We do these things together, and I thank you. To two of my predecessors, former mayors Bill Campbell and Shirley Franklin, please rise so we can thank you for your leadership. There's Shirley's over there, Bill's over there. And we also have in the house former First Lady Valerie Jackson of the late Maynard Jackson, as well as Mayor Sam Massell's wife. Please stand, Sandra Massell and Valerie Jackson. Thank you. Thank you both. And to, again, Atlanta Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Lisa Herring and the members of the Atlanta Board of Education, thank you all for showing up for our children every single day. Thank you. To my Chief Operating Officer, Lisa Gordon, Chief of Staff, Odie Donald, Chief Policy and Senior Advisor, Courtney English, all of the members of my cabinet, a group of talented, diverse leaders who are leading our city so ably. Please stand, all members of my cabinet. Chief Shearbaum, Chief Smith, all the commissioners, CFO, Chief Procurement Officer. Look at this team over here. All those commissioners, thank you all. To my daughter Bailey, my mother Sylvia, and my family, thank you all for being here and always in my corner. Thank you. And finally, to all the young people in the room, please rise, young people, as we recognize you during this Year of the Youth. Yeah, I seen some of y'all nearly youngs try to get up on your knees, said, I ain't that young. I saw you. But the real young folks were here, and I'm thankful for that. Governor Brian Kemp and First Lady Marty Kemp had planned to be with us today, but they are visiting communities impacted by this weekend's storms. Atlanta's prayers are with all those communities across the Southeast who are recovering from those storms. So we know our governor and First Lady are doing the work of the state of Georgia as they're out today. So to you, thank you all for being here today. Today, I can tell you that I have never been more excited about Atlanta's progress. I've never been more optimistic about Atlanta's opportunities. And I've never been more thankful to the people who are investing in our city's future. Parents choosing to raise their kids here. Entrepreneurs that are betting on Atlanta by starting their businesses here. Our city workers who serve our residents every single day. The teachers, the coaches, mentors who show up for our young people. People ask me all the time what it's like to be mayor. And I have to say, and I have to be honest, this is a tough job. This is a real tough job. These are hard challenges to tackle. And you won't get far just working alone. You need good teams and you need good partners because Atlanta is a group project. And thanks to all the people who pour their blood, their sweat, and tears into Atlanta, I can report to you on this day that the state of our city is strong. And you don't have to take my word for it. By the end of our first year in office, we had been named the best place to live in the United States by Money Magazine. We were declared the best city in America for Generation Z. Bloomberg said that Atlanta has more going for it than any other U.S. metropolis. We reclaimed the crown of the world's busiest airport. We were named one of the sites for the biggest sports tournament in the world, the 2026 World Cup. And last, but certainly not least, we kept Atlanta whole as one city with one bright future. When I took office, I pledged that public safety would be my top priority as your mayor, and that's still true today. I am enormously proud of the men and women serving the Atlanta Police Department, our emergency E911, the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department, and our Department of Corrections. And I have spent the last year making sure that they have the tools that they need to serve our city. We're delivering the first take-home vehicles for our Atlanta police officers. In fact, I'll be handing over some more keys later this week. We're investing in new fire equipment and new fire stations. We have extended bonuses, accelerated pay increases, and made significant cost of living adjustments for those who serve in our public safety agencies. These investments are yielding results. We've lowered 911 caller wait times by 43%. As of Saturday, homicides are down 56% over the same period last year. People are able to live when we bring down violent crime. But we need more than paychecks and vehicles to support our public safety personnel. We need training facilities. We need training facilities for our police and our firefighters so that the training facilities that we have been long condemned. That's why we are building the state-of-the-art Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. Our firefighters will finally have a vehicle course to learn to drive those trucks through our neighborhoods to deliver life-saving care. Our police will have a training course that will prepare them to address active shooters and domestic violence situations. Public safety is not just about the numbers or the buildings or the vehicles. Public safety is about the people. Senior Police Officer Robert Oden is a member of our SWAT team. And on a Friday afternoon last year, while on patrol, he saw a vehicle driving with its hazards on and blaring its horn. A woman leapt out of the car and ran over to SPO Oden carrying a motionless 4-month-old baby, screaming that the baby was non-responsive. As a parent, this is the nightmare that you might have had before. For SPO Oden, this is what he had trained for. He radioed in for support and then took the baby into his arms to check for a pulse, but there was no pulse. Over the course of the next agonizing minute, he compressed the baby's chest dozens upon dozens of times. Suddenly, just as the sirens of the responding ambulance could be heard, the baby began to move his legs. This morning, I am happy to report that thanks to SPO Oden's quick and professional life-saving care, that happy and healthy baby just celebrated his first birthday. So we wanted SPO Oden to be here today. He's just coming off of a 12-hour shift and wasn't able to be with us this morning, but please join me in thanking him and all of our police, fire, and corrections officers who are here with us today. We love the uniformed personnel who serve our citizens, but they are the first to tell you that they can't ensure public safety on their own. That's why we're putting the whole of our government to work at building safety in our community. Last year, I came to you and set some ambitious goals. I told you that we would install or repair 10,000 streetlights as part of our Light Up the Night initiative. Thanks to our partnership with Georgia Power, we're already past 11,000 lights and we're still going. Thank you, Georgia Power and the Atlanta Department of Transportation. Every morning at 8:30, Chief Shearbaum and I and Lisa Gordon meet. Nearly every week, Chief Shearbaum tells me that we've solved another crime using a camera that's in the Connect Atlanta system. Thanks to the residents and businesses who have signed up, we have almost tripled our original goal by registering or integrating over 28,000 cameras. So thank you for signing up your businesses and your residents to our program. It helps to bring down crime. So many of our public safety efforts start with our young people. We are meeting them where they are to get them engaged with making our city a safer place. Through the Police Athletic League and our At Promise Centers, our officers work in the community to give our young people a new path. And you know that I'm going to talk about midnight basketball from last year. You know I was going to talk about it. So last year, we tipped off not one, not two, but 3 seasons of midnight basketball, giving our young people a safe place to compete. And so I'm happy to report to you 2 things. First, midnight basketball will be back in 2023, and it will be bigger and better than ever. And second, your mayor is going to keep to his place of providing entertainment from the sidelines. With all that we have going on, Atlanta doesn't need its mayor in a cast ever again. So whether it's on the basketball courts that we're playing on or our fire and police stations, another area that we're focused on in this city is our infrastructure. Last year, I announced that we will be starting small by restarting the pothole posse, Mayor Shirley Franklin. I asked each of you to report potholes, and man, did you respond. Thanks to everyone who called 311 with their reports, we filled more than 10,600 potholes in Atlanta last year. Whew, thank you. But we know we have to do more than just fill potholes. We need to think big. Last May, the Atlanta City Council and I went to voters to make a big ask. $750 million to rebuild our roads, our fire stations, our bike paths, and our sidewalks. Atlanta voters overwhelmingly put their trust in us, and now it's our time to deliver. Later this week, we will break ground on the very first Moving Atlanta Forward infrastructure project, and it's one near to my heart. We will build the Center for Diversion and Services in downtown Atlanta. The Diversion Center is the physical manifestation of our commitment to reforming the way we approach quality of life offenses in the city of Atlanta. Instead of criminalizing poverty, the Diversion Center will provide showers, food, laundry, behavioral health screenings, and other services to help people get back on their feet. Let's do that this week later on. And so this is the first project, but soon you will see us breaking ground all over this city. And with thanks to our partners in D.C., Senators Ossoff and Warnock and Congresswoman Williams, we have attracted more than $100 million in additional federal investments in our roads, the airport, and in transit. All these investments must be done with an eye towards building a clean energy city. We're working with our Clean Energy Advisory Board, including representatives from our most energy-burdened neighborhoods, to reach our goal of 100% clean energy for 100% of Atlantans. And we're making some really good progress. Atlanta has earned the #3 spot in the nation for Energy Star certified buildings, and we are on track to double our solar capacity on our city buildings. Working with the green space, yeah, we can clap for solar, we can clap for clean energy. Working with my Green Space Advisory Council, over my first year in office, we acquired 268 new acres of parkland. That's 1.5 new Piedmont parks that we procured last year. A big piece of that is delivering on the promise I made last year to bring Atlanta to the water. We didn't do that alone, though. Miss Donna Stevens is with us today. When developers planned to turn this riverfront site into a fuel depot, Donna and members of her Chattahoochee Brick Company Descendants Coalition, they rallied the community. They came to City Hall and made sure we saved this ecologically and historically important land. Because as we build for the future, y'all, we also must remember our past. This isn't just a park. This is a place where people were forced into labor, too many of them to their deaths. Thanks to Donna and her compatriots, this will now be a place where we will memorialize those lost and ensure future generations learn from this dark time. Donna is proof that one voice, one very determined voice, can have an outsized impact for our entire community. Donna, please stand so that we can thank you for your partnership. Thank you, Donna. As Atlanta grows, we want to ensure that all are sharing in our prosperity. Our vision for Atlanta is one that is centered in equity and investments in young people while caring for the most vulnerable. Now, you've heard some things about what we're going to do for our young people, and you're going to hear more about that in just a few minutes. But that doesn't mean we're going to forget our young at heart, our senior citizens who built Atlanta to be what it is today. Some of my best times on this job have been when I visited with our senior citizens, whether in their homes, in our rec centers, or on the dance floor at the senior ball. Don't let that age fool you. These folks can dance. I want to make sure that seniors who invested in our city are able to stay here in this city. That's why I partnered with Tyler Perry to pay off all back property taxes for 700 low-income seniors across Atlanta this year. And I'm excited, y'all, because I get to go visit some of those seniors later today to ensure that rising property values in Atlanta don't price folks out of their own homes. Today, I can announce that we are also establishing a pilot program to freeze property taxes for 100 low-income seniors for the next 20 years. And that's just the start. Housing has been important to me for a long time. But when I met Felicia Morris, it became urgent. Most people know her as Miss Peaches. Miss Peaches lived at the Forest Cove Apartments and had been fighting for years, telling anyone who would listen that the conditions of that complex were terrible. What I saw at Forest Cove is still burned into my mind. On a February day, when temperatures dropped below freezing, families with small children were in homes with busted out windows. They even showed me photos of the rats that infested their homes. For the first time as mayor, I realized this very fact, that this was not our fault, but it was our problem. And I was not willing to let people continue to languish in those conditions. Working together, we moved more than 800 people out of Forest Cove into safe and decent housing, and we managed to do that in the tightest housing market we've had in a long, long time. Miss Peaches understands that Atlanta is a group project. She took a look around and she realized that she needed to speak out and speak up, not just for herself, but for her neighbors, especially the children of those families trapped with no way out. I asked Miss Peaches to be with us today. Stand up, if you will, Miss Peaches. On behalf of a grateful city for your courage, your fortitude, and your persistence, I am proud to tell you that I will present you with the Phoenix Award, the city's highest honor. Thank you. So as we tackle problem apartments like Forest Cove, we're also working to build more affordable housing. Last year, I told you that we were setting out to build or preserve 20,000 units of affordable housing by 2030, and we are well on our way. So far, we have delivered over 1,900 units and have another 5,400 currently under development. We can clap for affordable housing. We all need it. I need it. I'm not gonna move in those, but they are. We all need it. We're serious about this. So serious, as a matter of fact, that we just bought a skyscraper in downtown Atlanta and are now in the process of converting it into what will become the tallest residential building in Atlanta with hundreds of affordable housing units within it. That's the 2 Peachtree building next to Underground Atlanta and 5 Point Station. At the City of Atlanta, we are built for delivery and have spent the last year restoring services that were disrupted by the COVID pandemic. Trash, recycling, and yard waste are now being picked up on time. We're cleaning up our streets, and we're issuing business licenses on time, and accelerating permitting, and accelerating procurement. Today, yeah, we can clap for those things too. Yeah, I hear you. To getting things right that we're supposed to get right. Today, the city of Atlanta has the highest credit ratings and the highest reserves in the city's history. And we've done all this while operating with the highest of ethical standards. This is all thanks to the more than 8,000 employees who come to serve our great city, folks who I am proud to have as part of my team. Give our city workers a rousing round of applause, everybody. Thank you. Now, it may have been a while since anybody has called me young, but as you saw in that video, I was once a young person in this city. And I spent with my family the last 18 years raising a young person in this city. And if I could take a moment of personal privilege, I'd like to congratulate Bailey Dickens, who in 2 short months will be graduating and heading off to college. Give Bailey Dickens a round of applause. You can go on and stand, Bailey. Everybody else can stand. You stand. It's my greatest dream to embarrass my daughter in front of a room full of a bunch of people. Atlanta was a great place for me to grow up, and it was a great place for Bailey to grow up too. But I still know that we have work to do to ensure that all young people in our city have the same opportunities. I want Atlanta to be the best place in America to raise a child. It's with that goal in mind that I named 2023 the Year of the Youth in Atlanta. The Year of the Youth is about every single one of us. And I do mean every person, every business, every nonprofit, every company, even every governmental agency coming together to show up for our young people. We want to eliminate barriers that prevent young people from reaching their full potential and invest in youth programs and services that opens doors. I'll give you an example. We have a young man with us today named Addison Roberts. Now, until a little while ago, you might have called Addison a water boy. You see, he was living with his aunt, and to help make ends meet, he was selling water on Ivan Allen Boulevard to passing drivers. He got injured a couple of times and had some run-ins with the police. But when I look at kids like Addison, I don't see water boys. I see entrepreneurs who don't have the right opportunities. So we partnered, So we partnered with a group called Helping Empower Youth to go and help these young people out. Now, instead of highway off-ramps, we have teens selling water in downtown kiosks in partnership with the city. Addison is one of 25 young people who were able to move off of Ivan Allen. Stand on up. Now, not only is he getting support with his entrepreneurship by the city and Helping Empower Youth, but he's a junior at Hank Aaron New Beginnings Academy and is on track to graduate. Thank you for setting the example you're setting, Addison. Thank you. I like those shoes, too. What size are those? I might have to. Being an entrepreneur gets you cool shoes. When it comes to our young people, we're not holding back. The city is putting our money, our time, and our action where it counts. This year, we've given $1 million to 23 organizations to collectively serve more than 6,000 young people in Atlanta. Last year, I told you that the city of Atlanta would be making its first ever direct investment in early childhood education with a $5 million commitment from the city. As of earlier this month, thanks to our partnership with Atlanta Public Schools and private funders, we have now secured commitments to reach our goal of $20 million. We will begin awarding those funds this year, $20 million towards early childhood education. We did it, y'all. On this stage, I gave the first 5, now we're at 20 already. Last year, at this same breakfast, I made a challenge to all of you. I called on all of us to hire young people as part of our first summer youth employment program, and you answered the call. Through our work together, we gave more than 3,000 young people jobs throughout Atlanta, and we paid them too. Young people employed by the city received an average salary of $16.63 an hour last summer. Thank you for stepping up and meeting that challenge. You've heard me say at the start of this that our city is strong, and you just heard all the data and accomplishments to prove that that's the case, working in partnership with the Atlanta City Council and all of you. But our legacy must be more than credit ratings and reserve fund balances. It's about how we use the strength of this city to those who need our help the most. That's why I'm coming back to you with another challenge this year. I'm challenging all of you to invest in our youth in a way we never have before. You should have noticed a few things on your table. First is the 2023 Year of the Youth lapel pin that's on your table. Please wear that pin with pride to show your support of the young people in our city. But before you put that lapel pin on, you need to scan the code on the card in front of you or on the screens around the room. And that will take you to atlyearoftheyouth.com. And there, you're gonna sign up and tell us how you're stepping up to our challenge this year. And we're going to need all of you. I'm going to ask some questions of you right now, and if you agree with me, I need you to say yeah. If you agree with me this morning, I need you to say yeah. Will you hire interns this summer? Yeah. Will you be one of our 404 mentors for young people? Yeah. Will you donate to support our many great organizations that serve our youth? Yes. I mean it, Atlanta. Will you show up for our young people this year? Yes. All right, you said it. You said yeah. This is my personal ask of you. I want you to take a moment to reflect. You've been surrounded by young people today. Think about all the young people that you saw so far. The harpists outside who greeted you. The students who escorted me in. The Mays High ROTC who presented the flags. To Aiden Liebert who recited the pledge. And the students of the Atlanta Music Project who sang the national anthem. I once was like them, a child of this city. The leaders who came before me left their mark on this city. I'm living proof of their legacy. I'm standing here because of the city that they built. So keep these faces in your mind as you go today. And think about this. What legacy will we leave behind for this next generation? Because in 30 years, these young people will be the leaders of this city. They'll be sitting in your seats as the CEOs, the nonprofit leaders, the teachers, the senators, the governors, and even up here on this stage as the mayor of Atlanta. And 30 years from now, they're gonna look back to 2023, the year of the youth, and what will they see? Will they see another flashy corporate logo, or will they see a group of people, educators, business leaders, elected officials, activists, and yes, a mayor who put their needs and interests first? I say this for one last time. Atlanta is a group project, but as all of us know from our times in school, sometimes group projects fail when one person falls short to do their part. So I'll make this very clear. Do not be that person. Do not be the person who fails to contribute to this effort. It's on every single one of us in this room to build a legacy worthy of the young people in our city. Because more than anything, I hope that the next generation of leaders looks back at this room and see a group of people who did everything in their power to move Atlanta forward together. God bless you, and God bless the city of Atlanta.